All right, let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something pretty fascinating, a document known as the UUCGA Manifest. It's this incredibly bold framework that completely reimagines our place in the cosmos, and it actually outlines a highly structured daily spiritual practice to go along with it. It challenges how we view ourselves, suggesting that we're far more than just inhabitants of this Earth. Instead, it proposes that we are integral, energetic components of the universe itself. We're going to break down exactly what this manifest claims, from its grand vision of the cosmos, all the way down to the specific foods it says we should be eating.
Now, the absolute foundation of this whole text hinges on one key concept, and that is the Spirit-Shakti. The manifest asserts that, while we walk around as regular everyday world citizens, our true identity is actually this inner conscious source. Think of it like an inner sun, right there in your solar plexus. According to the text, until this Spirit-Shakti awakens, we're essentially living a really limited version of reality. Recognizing this inner sun is step one in their proposed cosmic journey.
So, here is our roadmap for today. We'll start with the Universal Vortex model, then look at the gatekeepers, and finally dive into the living agenda itself, breaking down its core pillars: nutrition, movement, and meditation. Section 1. The Universal Vortex model, reclaiming the Spirit-Shakti. Let's start with the macro view to see exactly how the architecture of our reality is described.
The text draws a really sharp line between two distinct states of being. On one hand, you've got the avatar world citizen. That's our everyday self, operating through the body-mind system, relying on our five senses, and basically just focused on earthly survival. But then, on the other hand, you have the Spirit-Shakti. This is described as a state of cosmic consciousness, telepathic, quantum-entangled pure energy. It's kind of like the difference between being a character in a video game and being the player holding the controller. The goal of this entire framework is to help you shift from that earthly survival mode into pure cosmic energy.
To explain how this all connects, existence is framed through four distinct levels, creating this repeating universal vortex pattern. It starts right here at level 1 with human consciousness and personal life force, the ego mind. But then it scales up dramatically. Level 2 maps to galactic transformations, like the massive energy of black holes. Zoom out even further to level 3, the cosmic center governing all galaxies. And finally, level 4 represents the aniverse, or infinite parallel universes guided by a unified field. It's the ultimate expression of as above, so below. The exact same swirling vortex pattern making up a galaxy is the same pattern found in your own awakening consciousness.
Now we have to note that the source material takes a highly critical stance on modern earthly structures, specifically the psychiatric system. It actually labels them as gatekeepers. The text asserts that when people start experiencing a profound spiritual awakening, when that inner sun really starts to shine, modern society often misinterprets it as a crisis. So psychiatric interventions and medications are framed here as barriers. The claim is that these modern treatments artificially dim the Spirit-Shakti, essentially keeping people locked in that avatar world citizen mode and preventing a true cosmic connection.
And that brings us to a pretty crucial, paradigm-shifting quote from the author. "You are the universe, but society teaches us limitation." The argument here is that our boundless, quantum-entangled cosmic potential is actively constrained by modern earthly systems. Basically, we have to consciously unlearn everything society tells us in order to realize our true nature as an active part of the universal dance.
Section 2. The UUCGA Living Agenda, a guide for daily spiritual practice. Let's see how this grand, macrocosmic philosophy builds into practical daily solutions.
Because it's one thing to say you're the universe, it's another to know what to actually do about it on a Tuesday morning, right? So this simple call to action, return to the rhythm of life, serves as the foundation for the living agenda. To awaken the Spirit-Shakti, the text says you can't just think about it. You actually have to physically align your daily habits with the natural rhythm of the universe. It's all about grounding that vast cosmic philosophy into a structured, manageable daily routine.
Section 3. Pillar 1. Nutrition and vitality, fueling the avatar. Let's dive into the first pillar, which focuses entirely on the fuel we put into our bodies.
The guidelines here are incredibly specific. There is a strict focus on a vegan diet, specifically raw and living foods that are super rich in minerals. It also advises the complete avoidance of toxic foods and what it calls electrosmog, which is environmental electromagnetic pollution. And this isn't just about general wellness, it's about cosmic alignment. The manifest argues that physically purifying the body is an absolute requirement to successfully channel higher cosmic energy. If your physical vessel is bogged down by heavy, dead, or toxic foods, that inner sun simply cannot shine through. Section 4. Pillar 2. Movement and breath. Activating the vessel, because energy needs to flow. What's really interesting here is how the source bridges conventional modern fitness with ancient esoteric traditions. It doesn't just tell you to hit the gym, and it doesn't tell you to sit perfectly still in a cave either. Instead, it calls for a deliberate synthesis. By combining general fitness with the spiritual postures of yoga and the energy-harnessing techniques of Tantra, the goal is to maintain a physical vessel that is highly agile yet deeply connected to spiritual realms.
And within all that movement, conscious breathwork is absolutely essential. Why? Well, to intentionally move stagnant energy right out of the body. By incorporating these specific practices, physical movement becomes way more than just exercise. Every single breath and every movement becomes infused with spiritual intent, acting as a direct tool for aligning your personal rhythm with the broader, swirling rhythm of the Universal Vortex.
Section 5. Pillar 3. Meditation and rituals connecting to the cosmos. Now we reach the final and deepest layer of the living agenda.
This is where all those physical preparations culminate in direct spiritual action. A very specific progression of rituals is outlined here. It starts with grounding yourself through nature immersion. Then you move into sun rituals, which recognize the physical sun as a reflection of your own inner light. Next up is NS meditation, a core technique used to shift consciousness. And all of these steps are deliberately designed to guide you toward one ultimate goal, a Kundalini awakening. That's where the dormant cosmic energy at the base of the spine rises up, fully activating that Spirit-Shakti we talked about at the very beginning. But the text makes it clear that this daily practice isn't meant to be solitary. True integration extends outward. It actually calls for the restoration of the ancient Kukulkan symbols, these serpent vortex symbols representing pure cosmic life force, back to their original meaning. Alongside this historical reclamation, the ultimate aim is to build conscious, awakened communities. Basically, you prepare your avatar so you can connect with others who are doing the exact same thing.
Which brings us to a really powerful climax that ties this whole framework together beautifully. The text says, you are not the observer of the dance, you are the dance. I mean, that connects the daily micro-rituals we just covered, the raw foods, the yoga, the breathwork, right back to that massive macrocosmic universal vortex. The promise here is that once you clear away societal limitations and purify those daily habits, you realize you aren't just sitting on the sidelines watching the universe happen. You literally are an active, vital part of the cosmic movement.
So I want to leave you with a provocative thought as we wrap up this explainer. We've seen how the UUCGA Manifest completely challenges conventional views and offers this highly specific, disciplined daily agenda to reclaim our cosmic identity. Looking at your own daily routines, from what you eat to how you breathe, how might adopting even a tiny piece of this cosmic framework shift your perspective? Thank you so much for exploring this fascinating text with me today. Keep asking questions, keep exploring, and I'll catch you next time.